get to this, which is kind of funny if it weren't for the fact that it had to do with violent, murderous gang members. Now, we all remember when President Trump shipped a bunch of violent gang members to El Salvador, and everyone was like, yes, this is cool, except for the libs, which for some reason wanted those people to stay in the country. Now, in that whole mix, the libs have identified a new hill to die on. According to The Atlantic, the New York Times, CNN, and a bunch of other lib outlets, unfortunately, swept up in that deportation was a Maryland father. Oh no, how terrible. They claim that this Maryland father was unfortunately mistakenly identified as a Tren de Aragua gang member and shipped off to El Salvador. Now, the Trump administration, for its part, did admit, yeah, we sent this guy by mistake, but what the libs are leaving out is a pretty gigantic caveat. Is he a member of the violent, murderous gang Tren de Aragua? No. He's actually MS-13, which I don't know how that actually makes it any better. In March of 2019, this particular individual said, well, yeah, I'm not here illegally and was required to meet with a judge annually because he's not in the country legally. And also, according to federal documents, he's a member of MS-13. Now, the question I have to libs is this the right hill to die on? Because I'm not sure that you're going to get a ton of sympathy from the American people if your argument is he was mistakenly identified as a member of a different violent, murderous criminal gang. I don't know how much we're going to actually care about that, considering the fact that he was a member of a criminally murderous, violent gang, but not the one that he was originally thought to be a member of. Okay, good luck making that argument, libs. I'm not sure how that's going to pan out for you. Here to talk about all of that stuff and more is Turning Point content creator Bo Alford and host of the Bryce Eddy Show, Bryce. Eddy, guys, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having us. Appreciate you.
Hey, Bryce, I want to start with you first on this one. You've done a lot of work at the border. You've seen a lot. You know a lot. I guess, how much of a difference is there from a Tren de Aragua member and an MS-13 member when it comes to protecting the safety of American citizens?
Well, listen, honestly, MS-13 is about as bad as it gets. In fact, in some respects, you can argue that they're worse. I mean, what's blown mind is that these imbeciles on the left, as long as you are supporting their narrative, I mean, they don't care what kind of murderous thugs they let in. I mean, it's something that's, I don't know, a happy thing to them. And their team is getting increasingly strange.
Yeah, it's fascinating the hills that they choose to die on. Bo, you're out in these protests all the time, and no doubt, whether or not it was this most recent protest, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but prior to that, I am sure people were talking about that to you. What are people saying about why they're not in support of deporting criminal gang members to a different country? Have you gotten any questions like that, or people answering you like that?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it comes down to they will do anything possible to further their narrative. If that means welcoming MS-13 gangs into the country, if that's what it takes to get their narrative across, then that's who they're going to let in. There is no boundaries with these people as long as their narrative is what people care about. That's all they care about. And then what makes no sense to me is at these Tesla takedowns, you have people chanting, deport Elon Musk. And so yet again, if it goes with their opinions, then yeah, deport Elon Musk, but don't worry about MS-13, don't worry about gangs. Those are free, but as long as Elon Musk is deported, that's the only person we care about.
Just to be fair here, if Elon Musk was a murderous member of one of the cartels or South American gangs, I also would want him deported as well, just to make that abundantly clear. To my knowledge, he is not a gang member of in any way, shape, or form.